everyone. So this is your Pallavi ma'am. I hope everyone is doing well. So in my previous video, we have started discussing regarding the NEET questions, okay, where I have selected the topic chemical kinetics. So this is a continued part of that, where in that we have discussed 2019-18, okay, and even we have just started 2017. So this is a continued part of the previous video. If you have not checked, please go through my previous video, okay, fine. So let us go with the next question of 2017, that is the mechanism of a hypothetical reaction. Okay, here the mechanism of a hypothetical reaction where they have given a reaction where x2 plus y2 gives 2xy is given below. Means the three steps that they have given is nothing but a mechanism. Okay, so where one step is a fast, second step is a slowest step, and third step is again the fastest step. So we need to calculate the overall order of a reaction, whether it is a 1, 2, 0 or 1.5. So we need to calculate the overall order of a reaction. So quite simple. The thing we need to understand here is hypothetical reaction means it is simply a representative reaction where we are not taking a particular reaction or a particular compounds that are undergoing a reaction here. Okay, so overall one reaction in a representation we are taking x2, y2 and 2xy like that. So which we are going to call it as a hypothetical reaction. Okay, so the three steps are the mechanism and we need to calculate the order. Okay, now let us consider the reaction over here. So that is x2 plus y2 will give 2xy. This is what the reaction we have. Okay, for this only we need to find the order of a reaction. So can I write the rate equation for this? R is equal to K into concentration of x2 into concentration of y2. This is what the rate equation for a given reaction. So if we add the powers of this concentration, we will get the order, right? Okay, if it would have been a single step, we have directly found out the order, but it is taking in a multiple step. Okay, so let's take this power as a, this power as a b. Okay, so now if we add a plus b, that gives what? Exactly the order of a reaction. So for that we need to consider three steps here. So how are we going to calculate? See here, we know that always the slowest step is the rate determining step. Agree? Always the slowest step is the rate determining step. So the second step of the mechanism is the slowest step. So if I try to write the rate equation for that, so how it comes? I am writing the equation x plus y2 gives xy plus y. Okay, so let us write the rate equation for this. So R is equal to K into, so concentration of a x and concentration of a y2. Okay, so let us consider this as equation 1. Here you could find, if you compare this rate equation for a given overall reaction and the rate equation for the slowest step of the reaction, okay, where we have y2 here, y2 here, k, k, but here we have x2 and here we have x. Okay, so we can't substitute directly, we can't find out the order over here because we have a x reactant where we have a x2 here. Okay, so we need a x2. Okay, we need a concentration of a x2. So for that reason, what I am going to do? I am going to consider the fastest step, that is a reversible reaction, that is x2 gives x plus x. Let us consider this reaction. Okay, so x2 will give x plus x. Okay, we know that the rate or the constant of a forward reaction is more than that of a backward reaction. So what I can do? I can write, since it is a reversible reaction, K equilibrium is equal to, K equilibrium is equal to the product of a concentration of a products to the concentration of a reactant. Agree? Okay, now exactly what we want here, we want the term x. Okay, so now see here, so can I take K equilibrium into x2 is equal to x into x? Can I write over here as a x square? Of course we can write. Okay, so now in place of x, can I substitute these two values? Obviously. So now see here, x is equal to, if I take a square over here, it becomes square root of k equilibrium into x2, concentration of a x2. Okay, now substitute this x concentration value in equation 1. So what happens then? So due to a lack of space, I am just writing over here. I'll just see here what I am going to do. Okay, so very simple problem. If you understand, you can calculate or you can find out the answer very easily. So what we need to do now? So x value, okay, is substituted in the equation 1. So what happens here? R is equal to k into, what is the x value we got? We got root k equilibrium, okay, into concentration of x2 dot, okay, we have y2 as it is, right, the concentration of y2. Okay, now R is equal to k, okay, so k into k equilibrium will give the total overall equilibrium, okay, and here x2 to the power 1 by 2, okay, and here y2 to the power 1. So here k into, we have here k into k equilibrium to the 1 by 2, overall the equilibrium constant here. Okay, now just compare this reaction or the rate reaction with the overall reaction what we have written. We have a R, we have a K, x2, A in the place of A we have a half, in the place of y2 we have y2, in the place of B we have 1. So can I do A plus B is nothing but order. Okay, so now 1 by 2 plus 1. So how much you are going to get? 1 by 2 is nothing but 0.5. 0.5 plus 1 is 1.5. So the order of a reaction is 1.5. So it is the option 4 which is correct. This is how you can calculate the order of a reaction. Okay, I hope you have understood. Okay, so this is a easy way to calculate. If you know how to write the rate equation and all, you can solve it. So there is another question from 2016. Okay, so that the ratio of a first order reaction is 0.04 mole per liter per second at 10 seconds. Okay, and 0.03 mole per liter per second at 20 seconds. So after initiation of the reaction, they are telling the half-life period of a reaction is how much we need to calculate. Okay, see what they have given. They have given the first order reaction, okay, where the first order reaction of a ratio of the reaction is like a 0.04 mole per liter per second at 10 seconds and at 0.03 mole per liter per second at 20 seconds. Okay, after the initiation of the reaction, initially it was 0.04 at 10 seconds and 0.03 at 20 seconds. Okay, so then we need to calculate the half-life period of a first order reaction. Okay, so here first we need to calculate the rate constant of a reaction. So by using that one, we need to calculate the T half of the reaction. Why? Because we know the T half for the first order reaction. What it is? T half is equal to 0.693 by K. This is what the formula we need to use. But we don't know the exact value of K because they have given the ratio of the order of a reaction. Okay, so we need to calculate K. By using that one, we need to calculate the T half. Okay, so let's do one by one. Let us calculate the K value. So we know the equation to find out the rate constant of a first order reaction. What it is? K is equal to 2.303 by T, okay, log R naught, okay, by R. So this is what we have, where T is nothing but a time, R naught is the initial concentration, R is a final concentration. Here we have a time interval. The initiation of the reaction at time T they also given, and at the end of the reaction also the time they have given. So here I am going to write T2 minus T1. Okay, so what happens then? K is equal to 2.303 T2 minus T1. T2 is the final at 20 second. T1 is just the initial, that is 10. So 20 minus 10 will going to get 10 over here. Okay. So I am reducing the step, students, here. Okay. Where R naught is the initial concentration is 0.04. Okay. And at 20 seconds it was point, that is a final 0.03. Okay. So now this is what all the things we need. The next step is simply a calculations. How are we going to calculate over here? See, we have a 0.04, 0.03. Okay, if I shift to scientific notation, okay, so the 10 to the power of minus 2 I am going to get here also in front of minus 2. When it comes to up, it becomes as a 10 to the power of 2. Both will get cancelled. Okay, so for that reason, what I am going to do, 0.04 can be written as 4. Whereas 0.03 can be written as 3. Okay, this is how you can do. Okay, I hope you understood. Now, it is in the form of log m by n. Okay, so can I write log m by n as log m minus log n? Of course. Okay, so now can I write k is equal to 2.303 by 10 into, okay, log 4 minus log 3. This is how you can write. Okay, now k is equal to 2.303 by 10. What is the value of log 4? Okay, I have told you in the previous while doing some of the problem how to calculate the log 4 value. The also you don't know. It is log m to the power n form I can do. That is log 2 to the power 2 or 2 square. So what happens? 2 into log 2. I know the value of log 2 like 0.3010. Multiply with the 2, you are going to get 0.6020 students. Okay, and log 3 you should know it is 0.4771. At least you should know the log 2, 3, okay, and a 5 followed by 7. Okay, these all values, if you know, you can calculate the remaining. Okay, 0.6020, your log 3 can be written as 0.4771. Okay, so now k 2.303, I am keeping 10 still here only, or else you can take to the numerator, then it becomes what? 10 to the power of minus 1, or if you shift the point here, it will be solved. Okay, from 0.6020 minus 0.4771, it will going to value around 0.2876. This is a k value we will going to get 0.02876. Okay, now we got the k value. What is the thing left? We need to substitute in a t half. We need to substitute in a t half. So we know the formula of t half, that is t half of a first order reaction is 0.693 divided by k. Okay, 0.693 divided by k is 0.02876. So what I am going to do, students, just to make the calculation easy, I am going to shift the points over here. How much means? See, you could observe. So 1, 2, 3. So can I write 693 into 10 to the power of minus 3? Yes. Similarly, shift that much of point over here. For example, 1, 2, 3. So it is happens to be 28.6 into 10 to the power of minus 3. So both will get cancelled. Right? Okay. So I am just showing how we can simplify the calculation. Okay. So here can I do, okay, so if I try to do the division over here, what I am going to do, 28.6 here, for easy calculation I am going to round off this to 29. I know students are not going to get a correct answer, but the answer nearer to the options you are going to get definitely. Okay, so repeating, nobody will going to tell you like show the answer what you have got. We want the answer over here, that is nearer. Okay, so here what happens? So 693, if I divide 28.76 and round off to 29. Okay, 29 here. Yes. So now you can do it. 29 like 2s are, we are going to get around 58. Okay, so 1 and 6 minus 5, 1, 3 over here. So can I go through 29 4s means it will be like 116 we are going to get, 29 3s are going to get, so 9 3s are like 27, 2 over here. Okay, so 3 2s are 6 plus 8 over here. Okay, so 13 minus 7, we will going to get around what, 6. Okay, 10 minus 8, 2 over here, 0. Okay, 26 over here. So put a point, take 0. 260 means almost less than. We can do 29 8s are around. So 9 8s are 72. 2 over here, 7. Okay, 8 2s are 16. 16 plus 7 means around 23. So nearer answer we are going to get. So 10 minus 2, 8. Okay, and here like 5 minus 3, 2, we will going to get 0. Okay, so what happens, this will continue. Okay, so 280 again we can put a 0 over here. Okay, so 29 I can do for 9s or something we are going to get. So I am not going to do further. It is because I got the answer, means the nearer answer. We have 34.1 here, but the answer we got is 23, almost equal to 24. So here 44, 54, 24.1 second is there. So which is the nearer answer to the answer what we got. Okay, so it is 23.89 is almost equal to 24. Okay, since we have rounded off, we are finding the difference. Okay, so nearer to the D answer, so it is option D, which is correct. This is how you need to do, where you can simplify, not exactly the method that you have to follow, but the simplified or the crude method we could say, through which we can calculate. Of 2016 is that the decomposition of a phosphine on tungsten at low pressure is a first order reaction. Means a phosphine, which is a gas, upon decomposition on the tungsten surface, okay, it follows the first order. So condition is at low pressure. It is because we need to tell the reason, whether rate is proportional to the surface coverage, rate is inversely proportional to the surface coverage, rate is independent of the surface coverage, rate of decomposition is very slow. See, quite simple. If I consider a phosphine, okay, so phosphine which is undergoing a decomposition on what? On the surface of tungsten at low pressure. This is the condition. Okay, so what happens? So it will turn into a phosphor and the hydrogen gas will be liberated. This is the standard. Okay, so we know that how much of tungsten is a solid surface that is available on which the phosphine is getting absorbed, and after that it is giving a product phosphorus and the hydrogen gas. Okay, more the surface area available, okay, more the surface area available, obviously the rate of a reaction also increases. Agree? So I could say the rate is proportional to the surface coverage. Okay, always, since it is a heterogeneous catalysis reaction. Okay, so at low pressure always it follows the what we can say, the first order reaction. If the pressure is high, okay, if the pressure is high, it will going to follow the zero order reaction. Okay, it is quite simple. At low pressure, the rate is proportional to the surface coverage. More the surface area available, okay, more the surface of a tungsten is available, so more will be the rate of a reaction. This is how you could solve in a simple way. Okay, so it is directly proportional to the surface coverage. Option 1 is the. Dear students, so this is 2015 question, where even in the 2015 there is about 3 questions been appeared. Okay, so the question is like a very simple question, where when the initial concentration of a reactant is doubled, its half-life period is not affected. Okay, so the order of a reaction is 0, first, second, or more than 0, less than 1. So we have studied the half-life of a first order reaction as well as a zero order reaction. Okay, so if I try to write the half-life period for the zero order reaction, what is the equation we are going to write? T half is equal to R naught divided by 2K. So by seeing this formula, we could say the half-life period of a zero order reaction is directly proportional to the concentration of a reactant or the initial concentration of a reactant. But what they are asking, even if the initial concentration is doubled, it remains same. Okay, so the zero order is not an answer. Okay, similarly, if I go to the first order, T half is equal to 0.693 divided by K. This is the T half or half-life period of the first order reaction. Okay, so 0.693 by K. So can you see any the reactant term over here? No, means the also initial concentration of a reactant is doubled, its half-life is not affected, means the half-life of a first order reaction is independent of the concentration. So what happens? So according to the statement what they have given, the order of a reaction is the first order reaction. So it is option B which is 2015. Okay, so the question is like this: the activation energy of a reaction can be determined. The activation energy of a reaction can be determined from the slope of which of the following graph? Okay, so the graph they have given over here, like ln K versus T, if T is temperature, if we draw a graph of this one, is it possible to find out the slope for the activation energy of a reaction, or ln K by T versus T, or ln K versus 1 by T, or T by ln K versus 1 by T. Okay, for this we should know the Arrhenius equation, where we are going to get the activation energy term in Arrhenius equation. What do you mean by the activation energy? It is the amount of energy acquired by the, it is acquired or gained by the reactant molecules. Okay, not the threshold energy. Threshold energy is already the energy that is present with the reacting molecules, where the activation energy is the amount of energy acquired to get activate. Okay, so we know the Arrhenius equation for this activation energy, that is K is equal to A into e to the power minus EA by RT. This is what we have, right? Where K is rate constant, okay, A is Arrhenius factor, e to the power minus EA by RT is nothing but a fraction of molecules that are undergoing collision, okay, where EA is nothing but what? The activation energy, R is gas constant, T is temperature. Okay, so now we need to find out how the slope will be obtained. See, we know that, let us apply log or ln on both sides. So if I apply ln K is equal to ln A into e to the power minus EA by RT. Agree? So here what happens, ln K as it is, so it is in the form of ln m into n form. So can I write ln A, okay, minus, I am doing it directly, EA by RT, okay. So ln power E base E, its value equal to 1. So this is what we are going to get. Okay. Now compare this equation with the equation of straight line. What we have for the equation of straight line? Y is equal to mx plus c. Okay, so just arrange the equation in this form. So what we can get? So y in the place of ln K I am going to write mx. M is nothing but a slope over here. So can I write here minus A by R, okay, into T plus C is nothing but a constant. So that is ln A. Okay, so what is the slope value then? M is equal to minus EA by R. So this is the slope value we are getting. How? If I draw a graph of ln K versus temperature. So temperature we are going to get over here. Okay. So ln K versus temperature, I am going to get a slope value. Okay. So that is how the graph will be drawn. This is how the graph will be drawn. Okay. So 1 by T temperature and the ln K. Okay, so where the slope value is m is equal to minus EA by R. Okay, so the option C is the correct. Yes, my dear students. So the last question of 2015, again in 2015 around 3 questions been asked from the topic chemical kinetics. So this is the rate constant of a reaction A gives B is 0.6 into 10 to the power of minus 3 mole per second. Okay, here mole per second is given, means it is a zero order reaction. Now, if the concentration of a A is 5 molar, then the concentration of a B after 20 minutes will be how much we need to calculate. Okay. So, rate constant of a reaction is given. Mole per second indicates it's a zero order reaction. Okay. And the time T they have given, that is 20 minutes. So, Since it is a zero order reaction, we can take the direct formula, that is a change in the concentration is equal to K into T here. Okay, what is K value? 0.6 into 10 to the power of minus 3 is there, so I am going to write it as a 6 into 10 to the power of minus 4 in a simple way. Okay, and time T, which is in a minute, so convert that into second into 20. Okay, so what happens? So I could write 60 into 20, 1000 like 200, 1200 into 6, 7200 into 10 to the power of minus 4. Okay, so shift the point 1, 2, 3, 4. I am going to get 0.72 molar. Plus 4 and the minus 4 will get cancelled. 0.72 molar is the answer. So it is the option D which is correct. Provided if you know the unit over here, you can directly substitute the formula and you can calculate very easily. I hope students it's been helpful for you people where I have taken 2015, 16, 17, okay, and 18, 19 questions. I hope you find it very useful. So I'll do another chapter of a NEET based on a